What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to When Moon Trading, first video of 2026. I know, I've kind of been away, but listen, December was not a great month for the bots. January wasn't too great either. A lot of chop. When Bitcoin kind of just goes sideways, everything else kind of gets wrecked, right? So we kind of took a step back, but I'd like to get more into it. I'd like to come back. I miss you guys. I miss talking shit. I miss looking at the charts. I miss sharing my ideas. So here we are. We're gonna quickly go over Bitcoin, okay, and where I see it going, and then we're gonna look at how you guys can look up any strategy, and with a little bit of work on your own end, you can see if it's worth using or not, and you can see what I use to find a good strategy. So first things first, Bitcoin. Okay, nothing's really changed for the last almost 2 years. We have been in this insanely big bearish divergence here. Price making higher highs, RSI making lower highs, and we're seeing that right now. We're seeing the correction. My target is, I drew this back here. Okay, this is back in February 2025. I drew this box, and the reasoning is this vector candle, this weekly vector candle, I expect to be filled at some point. Okay, these candles almost always get filled. I mean, there's still one open here down here. I don't see 30K coming, but I'm looking around 70K, 69K as the bottom here. So we could just chop around, up, down, and I think around 65 to 70K I think would be a great level, a great bottom for this market. RSI should be coming in oversold then. Previous test of the previous all-time high here, and I think it's a good area for Bitcoin to go. So that's where I see Bitcoin going. Everything else is going to get wrecked. Solana will be under $100. Ethereum will probably drop under 2K. Be a good buying opportunity. That is what I think will happen. That all changes though. That really depends on gold and silver, because right now, silver, I bought silver at $70 and I sold it at like just under 80. So, oops. And gold are just absolutely going parabolic. When these guys slow down, that money will flow into Bitcoin and crypto. So, until then, who knows? I think Bitcoin could just slowly bleed into gold, silver, and metals. The world's getting a little bit unstable. People aren't trusting the U.S. dollar, so yeah, a little bit of uncertainty. Okay, now, as you guys know, I mostly do bot trading. I'm affiliated with David, from David Tech. Now, I'm gonna go over this new site that he's launched, and by all means, go to his YouTube, David Tech, David D Tech, and look up his videos. Quite honestly, I just haven't been paying attention the last couple months. I've been kind of out of it. I've just been hands off, letting my bots do their thing. So I'm going to be looking now at their new website and kind of show you guys how I find a good strategy. Okay, so this was their old site, David D Tech. Okay, now they just launched a new one, and I'm going to be full disclosure. I don't really know what the plan is. Like I said, I've kind of been taking a step back. Please watch his videos. You'll get a good view of this. But from my understanding is it's kind of like an upgrade from the previous site. And what they have is they have AI who are going to be taking these strategies and making them better in the background and then uploading them. So that's my understanding, is that a lot of it is going to be done automatically, whereas previously it was people sending in strategies that they created. This is going to be mostly AI driven, okay? The site's not finished yet, that I do know. It's kind of bare bones. Again, this is just my honest opinion. I hope this gets up and running soon. I hope this works out, because this is something I'm interested in, right? Now, here's what I do very quickly, and this is what all you guys should do too if you use any type of automated strategy. You could go into TradingView and type in strategy, okay? And there's hundreds. The list goes on and on. These are all strategies that you can use, and I would really suggest you do this for every single strategy. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick one at random. And I saw this as I was looking at the list. Atom, stiff surge, Atom 45. Okay. The first thing we want to do is make sure it's a profitable strategy. So we're going to look for the graph. So this graph, as you can see, it's up and to the right, but all this here, this doesn't look good. I probably wouldn't pick this strategy. Okay. So let's click on another one. I want one that here, 30 minutes. Let's click this. Okay, this one looks a lot cleaner. See how it's still up and down, but it's mostly up to the right. We have a 30% win rate, which is very low. Okay, but I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Profit factor 1.3, which is also very low, for me, anyways. All right, here's what we're going to do. So now we click on Open in TradingView. Now with David Tech, you could get these strategies onto your TradingView. You just got to type in your new username and stuff. All that stuff you can find on his site to do. Remove the indicator. Oh, you son of a bitch. We're doing this live, guys. No editing, nothing. We're just doing this fresh out of the box. Let's see if this works. Hi, 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 hi. There we go. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, I already had this ready to go. Okay, so now, here's the strategy on your chart. All right, you see this? This to me doesn't look good. I wouldn't use the strategy at all. Bitcoin is pumping, stock market just opened. But here's how I find a good strategy or not. Actually, I'm going to pause this here. Okay, so I'm going to use a strategy that I already have because I don't want to do this live and go through like 10 different things on here to find a good one. I'm going to be honest, there's a lot of shit. There is a lot of shit, okay? So that is one thing that I hope David and his team figure out, is that they kind of go through all the really bad strategies and get rid of them, because there's 15 pages of strategies here and a lot of them are bad, okay? So I'm going to use one that I use myself, and this is Link. Okay, so this is my own thing. I think this is on the old site, the DavidTech site. And here's what we're going to do. Now we go to list of trades. Okay, I'm going to change the date because I don't want to go back to 2020. We're going to go back to let's say 2024. Let's say start of 2024. That gives us about, just over a year of data. Okay. Sorry, 2 years of data. And we're going to see this update. Okay, 137 trades. That's fine. Now we go to list of trades and we click this button here. We download it. Okay. Now the next thing you do is you go into Grok. I use Grok. You can use any other AI, but I use Grok. Okay. And here's what I type in. List the percentages from the strategy vertically and remove the percentage symbol. So now you upload your file. Okay. Now while that is, oh, that was, holy shit, that was fast. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to highlight and we're going to keep the last one there and copy. Okay. Now this doesn't directly go into my Excel. So what I'm going to do is paste it in Notepad and then recopy it. Okay, now here's my Excel sheet. So we're going to do, this is Link. Now here's how I have it set up. So this column, this first column, I have my starting balance up here of $1,000. That's assuming I start with $1,000. This column is where I'm going to paste the percentages in. Now, if you guys want to pause the screen and look at my my formulas to get this right, here's what I have. So you have, this is going to be the leverage, okay? So in this column, I have my leverage. Right now it's at 9. I can change that. And so let me just paste the trades here. So you can see this is the trades. This is with leverage. So if I change this to, say, 5, you'll see the values change, right? This column is your compounded profit. This is assuming you're starting at $1,000 and you're going all in 100% every single trade, okay? And then this last column is the same thing, but using a percentage. So in this example, I'm using 25% of my balance per trade. Okay, so again, pause the video, use these formulas, input the boxes and everything you want. And the only thing we just need to make sure, yeah, this goes down to 138. Just need to make sure that this is right. Okay, we go to there. So this is Link since 2024, January 1st. Now the reason I use this is I want to see, does the account go to 0 and what leverage I can use to maximize my profits. So for example, I'm going to start at 10. And all I'm looking for is this number here, the percentage, the compound profit. I want to find the best leverage possible. So 10x gives me 80,000%. So we know 11x is worse than 10x, okay? And there we go. We just found that it looks like 10x is the best leverage using 100% of your portfolio, right? So I would enter, say I wanted to start this with $100 and I'd use 100% of my portfolio, my margin per trade. And as you can see, you are underwater. Like we went down here, you're negative 50% at one point, right? And even down here, it's like trade, almost 40 trades in, you're still at a negative. So this is very, very aggressive and dangerous too. 3 losses in a row, you're losing quite a percentage. So this is how I do it. I'm okay with the risk. Now you could also set it up the same over here with the if you want to use a quarter of your portfolio. So you see on, using 25%, you don't have that big drawdown, right? Like we do over using 100%, but you also don't have the huge gains. Now you might be happy with 1,600% in 2 years. I mean, that's very good, right? Nobody will say no to that. So it really depends on your risk. And obviously if we change the leverage here, this column dies because, we don't care about this, but we're using, a quarter of our margin per trade. Anyway, so this is a table I think everybody should use. Go in Excel, or this isn't even Excel. This is Neat Office. Like I said, pause the screen, look at these formulas. Okay, type them up yourself. I did all this using AI, so if you need help, just ask AI. And this is how you can go through these sites. Okay, how you can go through this site and look at these strategies and see if they are something that you want to use or not. You know, like the other thing I look at is max losses in a row as well. But I think everybody should do this, and it gives you an edge. It gives you, instead of just using 5x leverage on every single strategy, now you can find what leverage is the best given its history, right? So that's it. A little bit of a ramble. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tick the little bell. Well, we're back, and hopefully we can continue these videos. So take care, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.